Mm-hmm. Hope you're doing well. I hope you're able to sustain your sense of adventure and remember that it's gonna be possible to go have fun again. It's a treat for me to play some music for you. Here's some songs that may help revive your sense of adventure. Now this song, this is about the kind of conversation that most people would only have after they've been broken up for years. It's the kind of conversation, not like you're trying to make a good impression. It's not like the conversation you would have at the beginning of a relationship. It's the kind of conversation where there's nothing to hide and no reason to hide it. It's the kind of conversation that people only have after they're broken up. And they meet again by chance. It's been enough time that all the blame has fallen away and all you're left with is the gratitude. But this is just a playful song imagining what would happen if you started a relationship with that kind of conversation. Secret of a happy marriage. Maybe you should write this down. Wanna keep our love together, the best way is to end it now. 'Cause when you both know it's over, suddenly the truth comes out. You can talk about your secret passion. You can talk about your restless doubt. When there's no pretending, the truth is safe to say. Start with the ending. Get it out of the way. Now there's no pretending. No one has to win. Start with the ending. It's the best way to begin. To begin. The best way to begin. 'Cause after you've both decided you were missing something that you need, the ways you were too short-sighted get easier for you to see. And after all the expectations shatter on the kitchen floor, you just see another human suffering and you wonder what the war was for. When there's no pretending, the truth is safe to say. Start with the ending. Get it out of the way. Now there's no defending. No one has to win. Start with the ending. It's the best way to begin. To begin. Happy anniversary, darling. We go back a long, long time. Think about our lives together. I'm so grateful you are here in mine. I know you'll keep on changing. You're moving in this dance with me. I love the way we embrace the future and keep the past a memory. So there's no defending that the old ways could remain. We start with the ending. Things will never be the same. But now there's no defending. No one has to win. Start with the ending. It's the best way to begin. To begin. The best way to begin. That song, oh man, it speaks to so much about this time for me. Now this this song. I said to her, why do you have to go so fast on that thing? And she said, I'm only going about 160. I said, 160 on a motorcycle? Come on! She said, if you got enough power and enough brakes, you can get out of anything. I said, yeah, for a while. The tank is full, the switch is on, the night is warm, cops are gone, the rocket bike is all her own, it's called a hurricane. She told me once it's quite a ride. She said that there's this place inside where if you're moving, you can hide, safe within the rain. She wants to run away, but there's nowhere that she can go, nowhere the pain won't come again. Now she can hide in the pouring rain as she rides the eye of the hurricane. Tell the truth, explain to me how you got this need for speed. Well, she laughed and said it might just be the next best thing to love. But hope is gone, and she confessed that when you lay your dream to rest, you can get what's second best, but it's hard to get enough. She wants to run away, but there's nowhere that she can go, nowhere the pain won't come again. Now she can hide in the pouring rain as she rides the eye of the hurricane. We saw her ride so fast last night, racing by in a flash of light, riding quick. The street was dark, the shiny truck that blocked her path stopped her heart, but not the hurricane. She saw her chance to slip the trap, there's just the room to pass him back. Then it moved, closed the gap, she never felt the pain. She wanted to run away, nowhere that she can go, nowhere the pain won't come again. Now she can hide in the pouring rain as she rides the eye of the hurricane. She rides the eye of the hurricane. Picture a guitar store. Walking past a guitar store, I see a guitar in the window. It's got a little tag on it that says classic. And I'm thinking, oh, come on. That's no classic. Remember when that was new? Oh. There's a guitar here in the window I'd like to play before it's sold. Such a classic, mint condition, great shape for one this old. All these axes have their stories of the gigs that they have seen. But when this one sold the first time, I was 17. Of course, back then I didn't want it. It was way too new for me. I needed something old and righteous with its own authority. So the first guitar I ever bought was twice as old as me, 'cause its life was full of music as I dreamed that mine might be. And I played that thing 1,000 nights and traded it away for something slightly newer that was easier to play. But now lately I buy new guitars, shiny as a hearse. I still like the look of road wear, but the roles have been reversed. But now this thing is a classic, and I still don't need to buy. Yeah, the old ones have their stories, but by now, so do I. Now, this song is an interesting adventure. Sometimes in the spring, they will close the Blue Ridge Parkway just because they're working on some of those rock cuts. They bash big, heavy metal crane wrecking balls into them just to make sure they're, busted loose. All that's going to fall that year is going to fall now. So they closed the whole road, which is a great time to get out there on your bicycle because you can get around the gate. And it's a fascinating time because you're in the Bears' living room without all those loud engine sounds. You're not really on a ribbon of civilization anymore. Spring break had a warm spell, warm enough for camping. So we bicycled the high road when the gates were down. The parkway was closed off, there were branches on the pavement, and without the noise of engines, there were wilder sounds. It might have been a mountain lion, it might have been a bear. When we woke up in the darkness, there was terror in the air. The veil was only nylon, and we knew that it could tear. We didn't know what we were scared of, but we knew it was right there. Tent was no protection, and we were being studied. We both woke up afraid. Here we live or die. Something was deciding, the spirit of the mountain. And if we survived that judgment, we might not know why. It might have been a mountain lion, it might have been a bear. We woke up in the darkness, there was terror in the air. The veil was only nylon, and we knew that it could tear. We didn't know what we were scared of, but we knew that we were scared. The night went by so slow, till the sunlight showed the road. Pavement was a miracle. Our bicycles could glide down from the adrenaline of being terrified, from the higher elevation and the rarefied, down to civilization from the wilder side. It might have been a mountain lion, it might have been a bear. When we woke up in the darkness, there was terror in the air. The veil was only nylon, we knew that it could tear. We didn't know what we were scared of, but we knew it was right there. We didn't know what we were scared of, but we knew that we were scared. This is a quirky song. There are people who really get this, and there are a lot of people who just kind of say, what's that about? It's about the camaraderie of the people who are not in the mainstream and kind of don't want to be. And, you know, the mainstream sort of looks down on them as if they're like down in the dungeon, banished from the real society. But this song does a playful spin on, well, who's having more fun? Winds up saying that those sort of normal people are looking down on the adventurers and the artists and the people who are not mainly concerned with making the gross national product more gross. They look down and they think, they're having more fun than us. Yes, we are. Under the castle in the land of snore, down in the dungeon where the weird are stored, all the different and the outcasts sneak back home after laughing in the bright lights all night long. I'm lucky to be down with the cast aside, safe from the madness of the world we hide, with everybody free to come and go, under the radar of the status quo. Down here, we always have each other down here, and it's how we know down here that we're sister and brother down here, in the land below. Down here, we see you looking in down here, with your longing stare down here. We got a feeling of belonging down here, because we're not up there down here. Because we're not up there. So you wanna get close to the wild and strange. You wanna stand at the edge of the river of change. You got a hungry soul but a cautious mind, so you can't quite leave your world behind. So you come for a visit, but you lose your nerve out at the edges of the bell-shaped curve. But I saw your soul when you dropped your fear. You came walking in the world of the wild down here. Down here, we always have each other down here, and it's how we know down here that we're sister and brother down here, in the land below. Down here, we see you looking in down here, with your longing stare down here. We got a feeling of belonging down here, because we're not up there down here. Because we're not up there. 'cause we're not up there. 'Cause we're not up there. Many years ago, my mom would call and she'd say, Dave, are you still doing that music thing? I'd say, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And she would say, oh, that's too bad. And I'd say, well, I mean, it's kind of my life. She'd say, I just want you to be happy. And I'd say, Mom, I'm happy. And she would say, yes, but in terms of respectability, this musician thing, it's like one step above the house burglar. I said, what? She meant it. Being a musician was one step above house burglar. I was shocked. I should have just said, well, at least I've got that to fall back on. But I didn't. It was a fun conversation. She was amazed that doing what I love could lead to, like a family and a house and, everything's paid for. But mostly because I got the overhead lower than the income. I just spent less than I made so that I could spend my real treasure, which was my time. My friends would go into debt for some fancy car, and I would just say, why? And they'd say, well, I need a good car. I'd say, why? They'd say, well, got to get to work. I said, well, I'm going to hitch a ride on a sailboat, and I'm going to go to Spain. How can you do that? My most expensive vehicle is my bicycle, I would say. So it's just different choices, and it's fine. But once when I was a street musician, this businessman with a shiny briefcase walked by and he yelled at me. Why don't you work? He said. Again, I was too taken aback. What I should have said was, yes! And why don't you sing? Just a little. It won't hurt you. I just want to sing you one more song, and then we'll get back to our adventures. Now, this next song, this is, it's a song about falling in love, but it's a song about falling in love, like falling as in out of a perfectly good airplane with a parachute on your back. I saw the leaves riding on the morning wind, easy, slow circle as they fall. I could feel the blue sky call. I just did a search, found a little ground school near an airfield that isn't far to drive. We could take a blue sky dive. Fear finally time to face these heights. Here, I hope this diamond fits you right. riding in the plane, waiting with our jumpsuits on, wind blasting through the open door. Love has made my heart want more. See the world from way up here, free, soaring through the atmosphere. When the winter comes and the sky is cold and gray, we'll keep the endless summer blue, and I will be in love with you. Persevere, stay healthy. See you on the next adventure.